I'm comfortable in my own skin and who I am. I'm very comfortable in letting another man, hey, you know what? I like the clothes you have on. It makes you look good. I like how your body looks when not when you're exercising, but I can tell you're working out. Some men are not comfortable in their manhood and their masculinity to give a compliment to another man.
Mm.
I'm comfortable with hugging a man and saying, hey, bruh, I love you. And some of the men I grew up around and in the military, they wouldn't say that. As a matter of fact, a lot of them told me don't say that because, it's like, no, I know who I am. And I know that as a man, we need that encouragement from another man to keep going. And that it's just to help us with that self-confidence of who we are. Yeah.
Mm. Why do you think men have an issue with being comfortable, like hugging another man? And I'm not talking like the bro hugs, but
A
a
full
real
hug.
full hug.
You
Why do you think men are uncomfortable doing that with another man?
Because men have been talked about so much. If we show any sign of sensitivity,
Mm.
then they make fun of us. And they think because we're nice, we're kind, we show love, we show compassion, they think that is weak. But that is a symbol of strength.
Mm.
Uh, of because you know who you are. And because so when men show some type of emotion, then they're made fun of. Oh, you're a girl. You're this, you're that. It's a lot of negative things that they say about men when they show their sensitive side, when they show vulnerability.
Yeah.
And that is, it's up for that man to decide if he's going to be vulnerable or not for society to decide. I have met men that will give me a hug and then go fight. Not because of they gave me a hug or they said, hey man, I love you. It's because someone said something negative to them. They tried to take advantage. Oh, you're hugging another man. Well, I can take advantage of you. No, they got beat up. Because I'm hugging another man makes me weak. No, let me show you how
Oh,
strong that I am.
that's really interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Anthony, you seem to have a very interesting view when it comes to manhood.
Uh-huh.
It isn't something that you hear other men speak about.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a bit about your upbringing.
So my upbringing was I surprisingly I am the only I have it's four of us.
Hmm.
I have three sisters and I am the youngest. I'm the baby. And I grew up around a bunch of women.
Oh,
And and so you would think that I would be more soft and sensitive. I am, but I'm not. And so my upbringing was um always pay attention to my surroundings. And don't be afraid to tell someone that you love them, whether it is a man or a woman.
hmm.
And also before I talk, think before I talk, not to just start saying whatever. For me to really think about what I'm saying before I say it. Um, and some of the men, and I also grew up in a church to where some of the men, again, because if they were sensitive, they were taken as weak.
Hmm.
And so I had to, I've always made those adjustments in my life that benefited me. I have to come first, because if I don't, if I put someone else first, then I'm neglecting myself. So, Kino, that goes back to me just saying, um, I take a little bit from each person, from my mom, my dad, my sisters, and my uncles. I take a little bit from each one of them. That helped shape me to be the man that I am today. Mm-hmm. Good. Thank you.
Because actually, that was going to be my follow-up question as to who were the male figures in your life that had an impact on you
Yeah.
and your view of manhood.
Right.
So that's great.
Well, and just to, go on top of that also, my dad, he was strong, but he was also in the military, and he fought in the Vietnam War.
Oh,
And he came back. He was not kind of messed up. He was messed up to where he drank all the time. Before he went into the military, he didn't drink at all. But
oh.
once he got out, he drank a lot. But I learned a lot from him, and to not suppress my feelings. And then I had another man that was my godfather, who really also taught me how to, even more to pay attention to, just for who I am, and how to treat women, how to treat women, and just how to respect people for who they are. So yeah.
You made a point there that you were taught to not suppress your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And boys are often programmed to not express their feelings.
Right.
That boys aren't to cry.
Right.
And I guess when they grow up, they become men who
Don't.
refuse to cry.
Yep.
Because it is seen as weakness.
Right.
But can you speak a bit deeper on that as to why it is so important to not suppress your feelings as a man?
I can speak about me, because I remember a few times that I was in the military, and I held the stress, the pressure of my personal life and my professional life inside. And then someone said one thing, and all of a sudden I just broke. I just start crying. I was very angry, and I'm like, I cannot continue to do this. And then, so I got to a point to where when things bothered me, I spoke about it. And when I got married, and speaking to my wife, she would upset me. And I knew if I held it in, it was going to come out very negatively. So what you put in, if you take a soda and shake it and then open it, it's going to be all over the place. But if you take it and slowly release the top and let out that pressure a little bit at a time, then maybe a little will come out, or maybe none will come out. And that's how we are as men. If we hold that in, once and you're shaken up, you're going to explode on everyone. And sometimes that ends in road rage. It ends in anger. It ends in violence, where you're beating your kids, you're beating your partner, you're doing something wrong, you're taking it out on your people that you work with. And because I am a transformation coach, I know that there's things that are underlying issues. And when we find out what they are, then we know how to handle them. You know, and for me, when I found out why I was holding my stress in, my anger in, my negative energy, why I was holding it in, I was like, wow. I was peeling back the onions, the layers of the onion that I didn't even know that I was holding in. It was things that happened to me years ago, like when I was a kid, that I didn't know I was still holding on to this stress. And when I let it go, I felt amazing. Yeah.
Wow. That is such a valuable lesson for men, because I think a lot of us, I used to do that as well. I would keep my emotions locked in. I remember there was a time I hadn't cried in over 7 years,
Yeah.
and that it every emotion that you keep locked in, it eventually finds a way out.
It finds a way.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, based on your experience, maybe that is why we are seeing the level of violence by men, because they have been suppressing their emotions for so long.
Right.
Such a valuable lesson.
Yeah. And we as men, we don't have an escape to where we have to be strong all the time. We have to be strong at work. We have to be strong at home. We have to be strong for our kids. We have to be strong, strong, strong. But all of that strength still needs to be let go. And then I know I know a lot of men. The first time I cried in front of my wife because I was stressed, I was just like, I just had to let it go. And my wife didn't know what to do.
Well,
She was like, "Oh, why are you crying?" I'm like, and then I stopped crying around her. I stopped. If I cannot let my guard down at home around my spouse, then something's going to happen. But then I also had to learn my spouse was pushing my buttons. I had to rearrange my buttons so she wouldn't push them. She didn't know where they were to upset me. So that's one way I learned how to control my energy, is to not let you know what buttons to push. Yeah.
I think that also is a very important lesson.
Mhm.
And I've never heard it put across like that, where your experience was you cried and your wife was pretty much confused. She didn't know what to do, because I'm guessing in her mind, her perception is men don't cry.
Men
So
don't.
yeah, I have my husband crying. Like,
Yeah.
what? And I think that there's need for that re-education. So not only for our men, but also for our women,
Yes.
that it is normal that expressing emotions, a man crying, it is normal. It is a natural part of the human experience. Real men, raw stories. Check out the full interview right here on Manhood Speaks podcast. This is the voice of authentic masculinity.